Okay then guys, what is going on? Cloud Plays here and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we have got some Starfield information for you guys, including the field of view slider options that have just been put in via the last update. Well, players are a little bit underwhelmed with the way that this game is going right now as far as updatables. The single best Starfield mod has finally arrived, and this one is an absolute corker. Have you seen the board game? The mysterious board game that nobody knows how to play? And on top of that, we've got some interesting stuff with a bucket. Yes, I said a bucket. Now, with that being said, though, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. On top of that, check out our sponsor, Advanced GG, the #1 clinically proven energy supplement on the market. My favourite flavour is cherry vanilla, but you guys can catch an array of flavours via the link in the description. Make sure you utilise code CLOUD at checkout and you get yourself a cheeky little discount. Now, with that being said, let's dive on into some Starfield news. So starting off, the Starfield update offers field of view options just recently, but players are underwhelmed by the dearth of changes. Now, Starfield's update 1.7.36 has just dropped, and amid the handful of performance fixes is the ability to tweak your field of view settings. Now, the field of view tweak is the headline, and indeed the only substantial change in the latest Starfield update. But as of that drop, whether you're using first person or third person perspective, you'll be able to adjust your field of view via the settings menu. Elsewhere, though, we are seeing very little. Now, while the field of view tweak is appreciated, the size of the patch is pretty underwhelming, as just 4 notes were added into this latest patch. Now, one fan on the Starfield subreddit is asking whether Bethesda's plan is to drip feed small patches before some gigantic one. And other players have pointed out that there are multiple other progression bugs spread across the galaxy, some of which are tied to major quests like the Crimson Fleet or the Ryujin Industries factions. Now, while it may perhaps be fair to say that these are all pretty much small updates, it's worth pointing out that we're still only a month from launch, and that Starfield did arrive in a pretty good shape, and this is actually definitely the case. We've seen so many games such as Fallout and Skyrim, and they launched in a little bit worse for wear, whereas this game has already launched in quite a decent shape, to say the least. So what are your guys' opinions on the most recent patches and the updates? Because they seem to be dragging out very small updates just to kind of like tease us with the odd new feature here and there. Let me know via the comment section what you guys are thinking about this. But on top of that, the single best Starfield mod has now arrived. Now, while Bethesda will get much more involved in Starfield's mod scene next year, plenty of fans are already doing what they can to get around the game's limitations. Or annoyances, depends on how you look at it. Or sometimes they're just, well, they're bloody sublime. Behold the best mod for Starfield so far, replacing all of the ships in the game with Thomas the Tank Engine. Yep, you heard me outright. But not only that, if you add the mod where you turn yourself into the Mandalorian and turn everyone in the UC security into stormtroopers, your game looks like this. It's incredible. Massive shout out to Space Scumbag for the footage on this one. The link, as always, is in the description. But it just is glorious, isn't it? I mean, we all definitely need to be adults here. This is definitely not going to be a very small change to the remarks. But Thomas the Tank Engine is a very cool ship to behold. How you get in it, though, I don't actually know. It definitely seems like a very interesting question. Now, one thing that is a very interesting and significant question is the Starfield's greatest mystery is a board game that nobody knows how to play. This thing looks absolutely mental, but one thing that keeps luring me back to Starfield, other than the idea of building space stations out of onions, is a mysterious game within the game, titled Symbol Game. It consists of chunky, etched, sloping pieces and a 4x6 grid mat adorned with stars, dots, and lines. You may have pocketed a few of these during your journey across the settled systems, but they're not that hard to find. But as far as I can tell, nobody has discovered the rules, though they are plenty of theories. And there really are plenty of theories. I think people are really just leaning into this as much as they can and making it as much fun out of it as they can, to say the least. It's very enjoyable, and feel free to let me know if you've managed to make a game out of this one so far. But one thing that is so enjoyable to watch is this post right here from Astra VIX, which says cooking pot is OP. And this video, I don't know why it's so funny, but I just keep watching it on replay as he persists to drag a bucket over a NPC's head and then drops it, continues on with his looting and is looking around and just leaves the bucket on his head. I don't know why this is so funny. Can somebody please let me know, because it's doing my head in. But something that's gaining a lot of traction and a lot of attention right now is this post right here with over 8.8 thousand upvotes, stating, "It's bad, but I can't bring myself to play anymore. I thought I would be playing this game for years to come like I did with Skyrim and every Fallout game from Bethesda Game Studios, but I'm around 50 hours in and the game just doesn't click for me. There's something missing in Starfield, a kind of feeling that I did get with every other Bethesda game. But that's for the life of me I can't seem to find here. Everything feels so disconnected, I guess. I don't know how to explain it any better than that, and I just can't land on one more planet to do the same loop that I've been doing for all of these hours. I mean, does someone really find fun in running across absolutely empty terrain for 2 kilometers to get to a point of interest that we have already seen a dozen times? It even has the exact same loot and enemy locations, even the same notes, corpses, environmental storytelling is supposed to be Bethesda's thing, but this game world building could have been made by Ubisoft and I wouldn't have noticed a difference. Am I wrong here, or does anyone else feel the same?" He puts an edit in the end of it saying, "Thank you for all the sharing your thoughts on this. Whether agreeing or disagreeing, I think it is pretty clear that Bethesda took the wrong turn somewhere with this game and they need to take feedback and start improving it." Now for me, this holds a very valid point and a really solid one to my heart, and I think that it's safe to say that it's quite a decent widespread when you have around 18,000 people online on the subreddit right now and there is over 8,000 upvotes. It's probably safe to say that this is likely to be the case for most players. But this game does have a lot of enjoyment in it and I really do enjoy playing it. I have fun from time to time, but I just can't see myself playing this game consistently for weeks, months, and definitely not years on end. Unless there's some new content loop that I don't know about or there's some area of the game that I'm missing, it just seems like the same stuff recycled with a different scenery. Now this is led to a point where a lot of people are now split down the middle and the fence for this one is quite large, as people are saying that they really enjoyed the RPG features inside of this and they were really enjoying the game as an overall. They've been playing over and over again and have hit NG+++. But for me, I completely agree with this guy. It is really sad, but it does get boring a lot quicker than it did right at the beginning. And we're only a month into launch. This game shouldn't really be getting too boring at all, especially when it's an RPG-featured storytelling game. Especially one by Bethesda, and they've always been known for releasing really good games with really good stories. This is just my opinion, but I want to know yours in the comment section below. That's all we got time for today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate all of you down faces, but as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.